with you. Flip a doujin in the bed, I'm reading manga till it's 2. Tell me that you love a sip, I go, I'm knowing that it's true. Cause you acting all moe and vanilla in my view. So this is for them waifus, straight 2D flex in my life, fool. If you fuck with hentai, you my dude. Let the beat right out, keep it nice and smooth, yo.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Weeabooze, an anime podcast where some of the most unqualified people try to answer your anime questions. I'm Kyle.
Oh, I'm Jeremy.
I'm Sam.
And before we get started, because this is the first episode, I feel like we should do some self-introductions. Like I said, I'm Kyle. Some of you may know me as Secret Otaku on Tumblr. I've been making anime GIFs for too long. And from everyone here, I've probably seen the most anime. According to my anime list, I have seen about 850 series. I'm currently watching a little over 20. And that's been over the course of a few years. So,
Too many. I'm Jeremy. I've seen probably a tenth of that, maybe. Like, not even. If you include like movies and everything, I've probably seen. We'll go like not even like a 12th of that. Seen the basics. I love it. One of my favorite things about anime in general is the pure perspective you get from the artist. Like there's a very genuine feeling from every anime.
I'm Sam. I've seen way less than Kyle. Probably a little bit more than Jeremy.
I would say.
Yeah, probably a bit more than Jeremy. Most of the classics and then some fun ones, because why not? I think we might get into why I like anime later, maybe? Sure. So we'll probably go down that road when we get there.
Mm-hmm. So, one more thing, just so you know what to expect from this podcast. Most episodes are going to be 30 minutes of us answering your questions. The first 20 minutes we'll answer questions, and the last 10 minutes we'll kind of just talk amongst ourselves about what we're currently watching or what we have watched recently. Every once in a while we'll do an hour-long episode where we talk about a series we watched as a group, and then we don't expect to get a huge amount of questions from you guys right off the bat. So if we start running out, we will do our own 30-minute episodes where we pick a topic that we come up with amongst ourselves and spend the same amount of time we would be talking about that we would answering your questions. So,
yeah.
With that being said, let's get into it and let's answer our first question.
Oh, sweet. Are they live? Are they live?
They're not live, but maybe we can do that in the future.
Say they're live.
Caller one.
Like, that's definitely a possibility.
We have such a huge fan base that we have live questions pouring in all the time.
Jeremy, he has his phone ready. He's on call.
His phone number is...
Don't say it.
So, the first question is from Tumblr user Darvinger. Do you think that the companies or studios producing anime will ever stop pumping out harem ecchi anime and try to focus more on the ones that focus more on the plot?
Never. They will never do it, and I really wish they would, because I think I have the most extreme opinion on where my stance is with like ecchi and even like fan service. It's not that I hate it. Like, I don't hate it. There's a place for it, but that's it. There's a place for it. I feel like a lot of companies put it in your face and they make it as prevalent as they can in anime just because people like it. Yeah. People like action, people like boobs, and that's why like real-life movie producers like Michael Bay make movies, because people like that.
People pay to see the explosions and boobs,
yeah,
right?
But for me, I prefer substance over tits.
And
tits are really easy to find, but a good story and good character development is a lot harder to find.
It'll always be a product. They have to make sufficient amount of anime just because it fuels them. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be good. They could have like a small department working on this anime that makes this much revenue. It's all about the money.
Yeah, that's exactly my point. No, they're not going to stop pumping these shows out because those harem ecchi shows are what make the most money.
Damn.
Like, is it really number one?
Yeah, because those, I think I explained it. I know, I explained it to you guys before about how Blu-ray sales. Blu-rays are uncensored, and it just encourages people to buy them more frequently. Mm-hmm. And like even I think I read somewhere that there are disputes between directors and animators. The directors want to make these really profound shows, but like people who want to be in the anime industry in Japan want to draw cute girls doing cute things.
Yeah, well, like
That's-
there are some shows. Like I said, it has its places. Like there are some shows that are really good at it. Just a recent examples like Dimension W. It definitely has fan service in it, but I think they do it really well. Like they don't use fan service.
tasteful.
Yeah, exactly. They use it as almost a catalyst to propel what's really there forward.
Maybe I would just say the fan service in Dimension W isn't overbearing,
Yeah.
but it doesn't really move anything forward. I can't think of a scene.
Well, I just mean like it's there to suit the people that like it, and it doesn't take away from the actual story.
I suppose.
Next question.
Sure. And before we move on, there may be some questions where we spend almost the entire episode talking about. If we want to stay on it, like I don't think we're going to have a time limit at all.
Right.
So
No. I think we got that one. I think we got that one covered though.
we have a lot of anonymous questions. So
Pick one.
Anonymous says, favorite anime openings.
Oh, sweet.
Oh man, that's a good one. Take almost any anime opening from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood because seriously, take your pick. They're all phenomenal.
Yeah, we have to really say that they're favorites, not best, but
Favorites, right?
Favorites.
But I may go as far as to say that the opening for the first opening for Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood is
the best.
Best, and it's a little bit of a generic answer, but it really has everything. It has good animation. It has good music. It tells a story. It lays out everything you're going to be seeing in the series in that minute or 2 minute long opening.
Yeah, anytime I start an anime, whenever I watch anime, I kind of binge watch anime. So what I'll do is the first episode, I'll watch the entire intro, the entire ending, but then I'll skip through the intro and the ending every other time. But I found with certain shows, I like the intro so much that I'll take the extra time out to watch it just because I like it. It's like a music video.
Yeah, once you love the show,
Yeah.
that intro is like getting you hyped.
Yeah.
I think my favorite, I can't quite remember the tune, but I think I remember my favorite one being Zammed, the Zammed intro.
Oh,
That was, or that's I'm saying
Yeah,
that right, Zammed. That one was awesome. And then
I
there
think
was
it's Boom Boom Satellites that does that song.
that sounds, I mean, that sounds like the artist. There was that one, and then there's like the Pillows Bleach intro, and then
Yeah.
there was also like a Japanese hardcore metal like intro that I really liked. So
For Death Note?
for Bleach,
Oh.
they were not. Yeah, it wasn't like it was,
Yeah.
it was just like a hardcore band. It was cool.
Yeah, I don't know. There are just so many factors to consider. It's like, are we just talking about what gets us hyped? Are we talking about what songs we like?
I like
if it just
music.
I think one of the most iconic too is Cowboy Bebop's intro.
Yes. God.
Yeah, I was gonna say you brought up two. You brought up Fullmetal Alchemist. You brought up Bebop. Some of the worst anime I think have the catchiest. Like I love the song to the Maken Ki opening. I love one of the Love Live openings. You said Bebop.
Bebop's so classic.
What else?
Yeah.
So
1,
classic.
2, 3, let's dance.
But see, they all have such different qualities. Like Bebop is iconic, but
Yeah.
then there are sports anime, and those just get you hyped. That's
True. That's their job.
like sports and shonen. Like those are catchy. Those really make me want to watch the show.
Mm-hmm.
But if we say best, but not favorite, I think best might be Full Metal.
Yeah.
Iconic would be Bebop.
Yeah, I'll agree.
We should listen to some eventually.
Yeah,
tonight.
sometime. Let's see. The anonymous user also asked, things y'all hate to see in anime.
Hate to see.
Well, I think that's an easy answer, and that's cliches for me.
Yeah.
Cliches and too much use of fan service.
We all know Sam doesn't
Yeah,
like fan
I know.
service.
I really hate it. I can't put into words.
I gotta
but
agree.
that and cliches. But I will say cliches in some ways are like nostalgic. Like it's kind of nice to have some of them thrown in there.
The fan service for me is more for the outside looking in perspective. Like the artists or the creators will do it, I guess, to broaden that fan base or to appeal to that fan base, get them to buy more, whatever the fuck. But it's more like if I'm ever watching an anime, I swear to God, the only time someone walks in is when there's an ass in my face.
Mom, it's not what it looks like.
I swear.
No, I don't mind fan service when it's a show that's about fan service. If I'm watching it for that purpose, then bring it on. But if it's a perfectly good show and then there's a completely uncalled for fan service scene, then it just kind of brings it down. So I said cliches. What about you? Said fan service, Jeremy. Did you ever give a clear?
I mean, I don't like either of those, but things I hate to see.
More. Another thing I hate to see, which is like kind of common, is when the main character of any given show is a bitch.
Oh.
That really bothers me. I hate that so much.
What's that show?
Guilty
called?
Crown.
Guilty Crown.
That's the best example of
the
it.
worst.
If the main character is too much of a bitch, I need a character with
Some oomph.
some oomph.
I don't mind weak main characters at all. I like to see them grow.
I'm seeing them grow, but like when even their soul is. That's one of the reasons I'm about to stir the pot here. That's one of the reasons why I really didn't like Gurren Lagann. The main character is just this
He's just a bitch.
giant little bitch.
There's a lot of cool around him to bring him up.
I know.
but
The
he's, like, so
only
scared to
redeeming
do it.
factor is the cape guy. And what happens to the cape guy? Spoilers. He dies really early.
Sam.
Spoilers. He dies.
I don't know. I feel like weak characters have perfect justification for being weak. Like, if I was in Simon's situation and everything that happened to him happened to me, I would probably be acting the same way. Mm-hmm. It's realistic.
I'm gonna get you a shovel for your birthday and just tell you to go dig.
A drill.
Whatever.
All right. Moving on.
I get pretty bored of the cicada intros to see.
No,
But it's summertime.
well, that might be cliches. I hate the
things
walk
takes place in Japan.
into a girl in the bathroom and you see a view of the house, and when she screams, the camera pans up.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Things like that. The last question they asked was worst anime.
Worst anime.
the one that I've seen, I guess. Worst anime I've seen, right? Like, because I don't have any room to judge anything I haven't seen.
For you guys, it might be least favorite.
Yeah, I could go on I could give you a list of really bad anime that I didn't like, but least favorite for multiple reasons. I'm gonna say Sword Art Online, and for a reason, not because
Pissed off a lot of people there.
Yeah, I know, not because maybe critically it's the worst anime. The reason I'm gonna give it worst anime is because of how overrated I think the show is. Like, sure, it's not technically the worst show in the world, but I think it's the most overhyped show in existence because everyone, for some reason, likes the show, and I think it was barely average.
Right. I'm looking for... Ica Zero. Ica Zero was pretty terrible. It was pretty unpopular. It definitely borderlined hentai if it wasn't a hentai. But it was awful. And at the time, I know I've heard Rin, Daughters of Memo Sign. I've heard it's good, I guess, like actually from you, but when I watched it, I just did not care for it whatsoever. I trudged through it.
I don't think I recommended that to you.
No, I think I just found it on Netflix or something.
Oh, okay. For me, it's hard to say. Because I watch so much, I feel like how do I phrase it? The worst anime isn't like a particular anime, but it goes back to those cliches. There are so many that aren't even worth watching because I feel like I've already watched them 1,000 times.
Yeah.
I feel like those are far worse than any one particular series because when I think of a worst anime, there's almost an appeal to it in a sense. Like, I can watch it, I can get through it, and then say that was bad, but it was still watchable.
Right. At least.
So the things that come to mind, the first right away is School Days. I don't think either of you have seen that.
I'm not.
There's a part of me that enjoys it, but I realize that it's not good at all. It's very controversial. without spoiling anything, let's just say it is a realistic harem show.
Sweet. What's wrong with that?
A realistic
what's-
harem just sounds kind of depressing.
Well,
What? Why? You got bitches all over the place.
No, but if it's realistic,
realistic in the sense that
never get anywhere.
there are consequences to dating lots of women.
oh, does he get AIDS?
Close.
No.
He gets an STD though. That's close.
Sure.
Jeez.
So that comes to mind.
Plot twist: he had AIDS the whole time and just like killed 8 people.
A lot of people will say Mars of Destruction is the worst anime of all time.
Really? I want to watch what everyone agrees is the worst anime of
Exactly.
all time.
It's like
So
The Room.
That
Yeah.
might be like the most. It's very similar to that. That might
Good.
be the most common answer. It has like a
Okay.
2 rating on my anime list.
There's
Wow.
it had to have been serious to be the worst. Like because because The Room was serious. Like it's
Yeah.
gonna be so fun to watch.
Like, there's a lot of
sarcastically.
shows that don't take themselves seriously, but they're stupid.
Exactly.
The worst show
And
is
those-
one that thinks it's great or tries really hard and still
That's it just makes me sick inside.
it's like really bad acting.
Yeah. And then in recent times, one of the worst ones I've seen is Pupa,
I think I've heard of it, but I haven't watched it.
and that's a short series where each episode is only a few minutes long, but it's about a brother and a sister, and the sister turns into a monster at times, like kind of like a werewolf type thing, and she needs to eat humans.
Oh, sounds reasonable.
And her brother is able to regenerate flesh, so it's kind of incestual in that sense.
I like it when you eat that part of my body,
Wow.
Sure, yeah.
or I like growing that part of my body back. It could be his fingers.
No, it's like...
Quit looking at me like that.
Anyways, so that's that.
Ugh.
Let's see.
Sounds uncomfortable. Sounds cringy just watching it.
Yeah, I mean, conceptually it could have been good, you know? It had a neat idea to it, but
Idea.
it was just done extremely poorly. Well, another anonymous user asked a batch of questions, but I think we can just pull one from that batch.
Sure.
What are your favorite character designs?
Character designs.
Designs.
Like art designs?
Hmm?
That's a really good question on a really hard one to answer on the spot.
I was gonna say art designs or like
Character
concepts
designs.
of the characters
Like-
themselves. You're right.
Mhm.
But okay.
I can go first if you want me to.
Yeah, do.
If you'd like.
Let's see. Well, the first thing that comes to mind is what I'm currently watching, which is Kisniver. Those have great designs. I wouldn't say they're the best or my favorite, but they're really good. Another newer one that comes to mind is Gatchaman Crowds. They're very colorful and different, very stylized. If I had to pick my favorite, I might say Lupin, the Lupin cast. They're very iconic, very classic. They're also different and they're so classy. Bebop comes to mind too, but I wouldn't say I love them as much as some others.
Bebop's so real though. You know, they've got such a firm grip on their characters.
Kill la Kill had very good character designs.
Yeah, we were actually having that conversation the other night. We were talking about how a lot of people don't. There were a few people I've talked to that were turned off. Wait, you say Kill la Kill?
Kill la Kill.
Never mind.
What are you talking about?
I was thinking of Hunter x Hunter.
Those have 2 repeating words. Go ahead.
Well, I thought you don't pronounce the X.
Kill the hunter.
No, but still Hunter x Hunter. Kill Kill.
Oh,
Kill.
2 repeating words.
right.
Go
maybe
ahead.
that's what got me.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Yeah, I thought that's what you were talking about before,
No.
and I was gonna support. Yeah, I could see it just because I like the idea of 2 kids being in it.
I don't like the character designs in Hunter x Hunter. I love Hunter x Hunter.
I just like the fact that they're kids.
Yeah. Sure.
I thought the character designs were a little cliche in Hunter x Hunter. I like the originals of Kill la Kill a lot better. A lot of them were pretty eccentric, and some of them were like extreme, like so eccentric that they were just completely unappealing. Like whatever, some forms of some villains. So there was I don't know. Some of them were like disgusting, but it was because it was so unique because they each had their own dynamic that made me like love the whole set of them. Like no problem with any of the villains in that one.
If I had to pick, I feel like it's a cop out giving the same answer twice. But both Alphonse and Edward Elric from Full Metal Alchemist
those are
Brotherhood.
great.
The reason why I really like their character design is because of how they integrated it into the story. Like, it's just so sweet. His name's Full Metal Alchemist. He's got a metal arm and metal leg, and then his brother's just a full suit of metal. And to top that off, they're the only ones. Like, it's nothing. A lot of times in a show, you'll find a similar character or someone, oh, you're not the only one with that trait. But no, they're consistently only the ones with those traits. And I thought that was super interesting.
Mm-hmm. Anything that's like. One thing that came to mind right now, anything that's just like not all there for you, like there's a lot to figure out about a character. The first thing that came to mind was Bakemonogatari. I loved most of the characters in that one, but if you're looking for a more simpler answer, I would say I'm just gonna say my favorite character is like Mami from Madoka or something. That's actually one character that grabs both of those. Like, she's very on the surface, like, here's the anime, this is what we do, and I'm gonna do it perfectly, and then they just fucking rip her out. But I feel like there's so much more to learn from her, you know, like definitely.
Kyle, I'm surprised you didn't say something from One Piece, because I feel it's not a show that I've ever watched or manga I've ever read, but I feel like they have character designs that are pretty unique.
They do, and I do like them a lot. I mean, I could throw that out there as another show that has great character design. It's a little goofy. It doesn't fit like my personal aesthetic. I love it. I think they're fantastic, but I just wouldn't go as far as to say it's one of my favorites.
I also really liked Pino from Ergo Proxy. She was great.
She was ultimate cute. I swear to God, couldn't have gotten better.
All right. Well, that's been 20 minutes of questions, so we can move on to what we have been watching, or what we're watching right now, what we finished. Sam, I think you have the biggest announcement.
I binge watched Hunter x Hunter in like a 6-day period. I finished it, start to finish. It was great. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed a lot of it. But because of like the amount of watching that took, keep in mind, I work. Like, I don't do nothing all day, but I made the time. It was really good. But because of how much time I put into that, I've been kind of holding off on like everything airing right now. So I'm like 2 episodes behind on everything just because I need a little break. My eyes hurt.
I would too.
Yeah, seriously, I can't. I have such a problem staring at a computer monitor. I'd much rather it be on my TV.
My computer monitor is a TV.
Oh. I think you're classy.
Fancy Sam.
I haven't watched anime in a week or two. More than that, but I've been binge watching Community on Hulu. Jeez.
It counts. Something you're watching.
Yeah, no, I mean, I know I will absolutely. I mean, I'm on summer now. I have a little bit of time, so I will finish Hunter x Hunter. I will finish Ping Pong, and I will watch One Punch Man. I promise.
You haven't watched One Punch Man?
I know.
You still haven't finished Full Metal?
I don't plan on finishing that though.
Oh,
Sorry.
Oh.
I don't know. Something wasn't quite there for me. Maybe I didn't try to love it enough.
Yeah, I don't think you did.
Meh.
Well, I almost have too much to talk about. I'm really liking Kisniver. It's one of my favorites that's currently airing, but I would say it has the greatest potential to fail. Because we know so little about it. I think I'm about 8 episodes in, and we're starting to get more attached to the characters, but there's still so little about the story we know.
Do you think they're going to finish it in one season?
Yeah.
Do you think they'll be able to?
Mm-hmm. I do.
Just going to be a bad twist or something.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. But nevertheless, it is a fun journey watching the show. What else are we watching, Sam? What's going on?
I'm not watching as much this season as I thought I was going to. Right now, I'm only really watching 3, which is My Hero Academia, which is the only thing I'm up to date on. Kisniver and Bungo Stray Dogs. I've been thinking about starting to watch Re:Zero because everyone's saying it's amazing, and it sounds
It
pretty
is
pretty
a pleasant
good.
surprise. A lot of people are saying, and I agree, when you first hear about the plot of it, it sounds extremely generic. It is about a boy who gets transported to a fantasy world. It's the equivalent of being stuck in a video game.
Which is why I didn't watch it, because the cover art, when I was looking, I was like, that's a little bit too... and then I read the synopsis, and I was like, well, this sounds like everything else that I've
Right.
watched.
Yeah.
And didn't even start it, started watching other things, but I've heard nothing but good things.
Yeah, I agree. So far, I mean, it's all subject to change because that last episode really makes or breaks a series. But so far, it's been really well done. There are moments with fantastic animation. The story's been interesting. It has if you don't know, it has kind of like a Groundhog Day scenario.
Yeah.
It can be very gory and real at times, but it's very captivating.
Is there a good band anime that's not the one I hear about all the time?
K-On?
K-On. Is that the
Beck?
best one?
Beck is very good, I think.
Oh, what's... Dang it, there was one that I started watching but never finished, where he's dead but not really dead. They're out of school, and he joins this group. They're all in a band. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Rosario Vampire.
No. Okay, so he doesn't die, but he's kind of half dead. He still goes to his school, and there's like this little girl that keeps showing up that they have to fight against because she'll just kill everybody. But you yourself can't die because you're already basically dead.
Are you thinking of Angel Beats?
Yes, Angel Beats. That's got a band feel, right? I've
No,
only
it
seen
has the
two-
word. It has the word beats in it.
I think I've seen 3 episodes. No, they definitely perform a song at the auditorium as they
They
fight
do.
the little girl. There's a band moment,
There is a moment with a band, but
and it's
better be.
funny. It's very funny.
that's like saying Haruhi is a band anime because
Exactly.
there's a music scene.
Because there's a band
So there's Beck.
episode.
Another. It's not really a band, but it's kind of like a jazzy show. Is Kids on the Slope.
Okay.
That is very well done.
K-On, Beck, Kids on the Slope. Got it.
There's probably more.
But good ones. You know.
Yeah, they're probably slipping my mind. There's not too much. There's not.
I can imagine there are. It's kind of a niche, like a basketball or a sport anime or.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they never made an Air Bud musical, where he was like on the drums.
What?
I feel like there's a very good reason they didn't do
Why
that.
are you surprised?
Because they did every other thing that you shouldn't be able to do as a dog.
Play basketball.
Well, that's
What's number 2 here?
Football.
baseball,
Oh, he
probably.
did
Base-
football? He did baseball?
Oh, he did football. That was like the worst one.
Just one fucking.
There was
talented
soccer.
dog.
Soccer was decent.
You can ask us questions on my Tumblr at Secret Otaku. We also have an email, theweeabooze@gmail.com, or on Twitter at theweeabooze. Please ask us questions, give us a review on iTunes, all that stuff. We want to thank Hentai Dude for our intro music, and we want to thank Kid Boo for our outro music. And you can check out those 2 guys in the show notes. They're both on SoundCloud.
Are we going on iTunes?
Yeah.
When did this happen? I did not know.
Now, I mean,
We're going to be on iTunes.
We're gonna be so rich.
I hope. I mean, I think I can do it. I think I can put it on iTunes. If not, we're on SoundCloud. If you're listening to it on iTunes and you don't know, we are on SoundCloud and vice versa.
I'm gonna buy a boat with all the money that we're gonna make. We're gonna be so famous. We'll throw a party.
No.
yeah, you're all invited. Everyone that's listening.
So, thank you all for listening. We'll see you next week.
Catch me smoking a sour off the coast of Okinawa. Feeling so high like I'm Ho-Oh in that tower. Take a flight on some shit. Got my dogs riding beside me, blazing hot. That's kamikaze. Sacred fire, don't be mad, I'm lit. Catch me smoking a sour off the coast of Okinawa. Feeling so high like I'm Ho-Oh in that tower. Take a flight on some shit. Got my dogs riding beside me, blazing hot. That's kamikaze. Sacred fire, don't be mad, I'm lit.
Well, you can ask us questions.
They could have called it Air Band.
That's, you should copyright that.